Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tea&Art. I hope you all are well. So let's start today's video. So today I am super excited to share this idea that I was thinking, and finally I will be using this mold. So the resin that I will be using today is going to be Teexpert fast curing resin. So I will be using their own pigments that are by Teexpert, and this is the color range. It comes with the basic color, the red, blue, yellow, green, black and the white. So you get very big bottles. I will link everything in my description if you like to treat yourself. And also I'm going to test these color. Let's see how they turn out. I will be using these color for making the flower. So the instruction booklet is always there if you have any issues. Here we go. So these are fairly simple to use. You just open up the bottle and they are actually sealed. So I'm going to open one by one. I really love the green shade, but I don't think so I am going to use the green shade today. We will see. So that's the resin. Simple to mix, 1:1 ratio. It is a high viscosity resin, so it is perfect for making flower or any technique that you are going for, petri dish effect or the cloud technique or any other flower design you want to go for. These are the best resin. And also these are beginner friendly. If you are a beginner and you want to make flower, I always recommend using a fast curing resin. So you just mix the resin, mix your pigment paste and just start drawing the flower and you will get amazing result. One thing I want to mention here is that just warm up your both parts into a lukewarm water. Just make sure that they are warm and easy to pour into the cup. Because when you're going to mix them, they will create a lot of bubble, and that is the thing that you don't need for making a flower, because these bubbles create sometimes a lot of issues. So if you're using these resin, please just follow these are simple rules and you are good to go. So here I will be mixing this. So after mixing the resin, I have poured this into tiny containers, and now I'm going to add some of these color into the containers. And I think these are really highly concentrated color. I need to see first myself. I'm going to open up all the bottles now, and I will be slightly adding these color. It's really up to you, whatever color scheme you're going for. I'm going for a bit summer sort of color scheme here. And one thing I also want to recommend here is that if you're in a warmer area, the temperature is on the higher side, just be careful and you need to work a little fast, because this is a fast curing resin, so you need to take care of that as well. So I'm using the basic color now. I'm going to use actually the white pigment paste for making the flower as well. Usually I do use casting craft. That is always my winner. But today it's going to be a challenge and I need to see if this wick pigment paste works. So here I'm just going to mix all of these color, and I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to red, red to yellow, a little bit of blue to red. So just making my own colors. So I have mixed some of the color. Now I'm going to pour the resin into the molds. I'm going to fill all of them. Yeah. So after adding the resin, I have started making the flower. You can use a piping bag. You can make these flower in any way you like. I'm just making simple today. No piping bag, just simple drawing of the petal here. I had previously very good experience with the Teexpert resin itself, but I haven't used the pigment, so I am going to test these today. And plus I'm super excited to use this mold because the idea that I want to do today. Let's see. But first I'm just going to make the flower. I'm actually making the inner side of the flower before, and then later on I'll decide if I'm going to pour the color first or the white. For my rest of the flower, I'm just going to do a little bit of swirl direct from the cup. Just here I'm just going to show you what I was talking about. I'm going to use the pigment like that, just simply making the swirls. Nothing very difficult here. The first dollop of the pigment I don't put into the resin because it creates a very big blob, so I usually do that outside the mold. If you understand what I'm saying, you can see the dollops on the mold here, so I avoid that. the first one. So here, as I said, that I'm going to mix all the color like that just to create different shades. So this is basically what I will be doing here with all of these molds. So you just enjoy the process. So after making the flowers, I'm going to do some petals here. Again, up to you if you want to make the petals. If you don't want, so I will be trying different one here. For some, I will be making a very little petals. For some of them, I will be making a lot of petal, and I think I will be leaving one or two without making any petals because I just want different design of the flower. So after making all the petals, I will leave this to cure and I will see you next day. This is the next day, so excited. So I had some leftover resin and I poured these into these flower molds that I have because I really didn't want to waste them. Maybe I will use them in the idea that I am going to do. I think so. So the flower came out really lovely because it was a sort of a marbling effect. The rest of the resin, the yellow, the orange, the red, everything, really interesting to do something that you just do on the spot. This was not part of the idea, but still I did. And then I had some leftover resin and this tiny mold, and I thought I'm going to make some smaller one as well. From the back of the view, I think, okay, yeah, this is the first one, and I really love how soft the flower turned out. The results are always so much different, and I think this white is amazing. It has amazing result. This is the smaller one again. So this was actually from the rest. Okay, I hate this one turned out lovely as well. I combined different colors here. Let's see the bigger ones now. I am very excited to see. I really don't wish to see any blobs on the other side. Let's see, fingers crossed. I'm going to take them out of the mold now. And here we go. Wow, I really love it how simple it turned out. But yeah, I didn't got a little bit of those blobs, but I think they add character to the flower. And this is the one where I didn't make any petals. I really love that one. And few petals with this one. They turned out really amazing. This one is amazing. It is beautiful. I created a lot of petal in this one. And here is this one. Each one of them are a bit different because I did the pouring different ways. Sometime I added the white first, sometime I added the color. So all in all, I really got all of them really amazing bloomed. I love this. I think this is amazing. So here we go. I'm going to take out my plasticine clay. Yes, this is the clay, and I always use this. I always kept this into a bag. It is a non-air drying clay, and it is always going to remain like that. The hard part was that it was really hard, so I used a little bit of heat gun to warm it up. Some of the resin pieces were still in this clay. I'm going to warm this up. Yeah, it's all done, and now I'm going to create little snakes. Here we go. I got these. Now, the next part is that I am going to take some surface that is a silicone and I'm going to use this table mold. It is perfect for this. And here I am creating a DIY mold. And now it's really up to you, whatever shape you like to make here. I'm going to make a random shape. So after doing that, make sure you just press the edges that I am doing this way, because this is the main place where the resin can escape. So this is what I will be doing here to all around. And then I will be using a tree bark. Then later on, I just move to you can say a different floral thing I had lying around just here and there. And I thought I'm going to make some design on the outer side. And that was actually a very bad idea. I will tell you why. I should have let it simple like this. But then the artist in me do comes out and it makes my life very difficult sometimes. So the bark was not working really well. Just finding that something to use. You can use a crystal as well. So this was what I was thinking about. If you were using a silicone, it would have been a lovely design, but this was actually a clay, and yeah, it gave me a really hard time later on. So this is what I will be doing to this all around. So after creating the design, I have mixed the resin again. So I'm using the same resin throughout for this project. I'm not going to switch onto any other resin. So I'm going to do a base layer, and this is going to be a thin layer. So I think a lot of you have guessed that I'm making a tray and the base layer is done now. Now is the exciting part. I'm going to use all of these flower coaster and I'm going to arrange them in a way. So this is actually a lovely flower tray. Now this is again a guessing thing here, really up to you whatever way you want to design it. And I was actually checking on the side where I want to place it. So from here I will be just arranging all of these coaster along with the flower that I made into the other mold. So this is what I will be doing. So you just enjoy the process. So adding these flower really added a more beautiful touch to the tray. And now I'm going to add some dry flower, and I have some buttercups that I am adding. Then later on, I'm going to add some daisy, and you all have guessed it, I'm not going to leave this alone. I'm going to add some copper foil and then some gold foil as well. And I was really thinking that the color scheme that I got for maybe it will work, or because I'm using just the red and these, but I think they turned out to be really amazing and such a beautiful summer tray. Imagine using all of different colors, or if you're going with a color scheme or a color theme, yeah, it's really up to you. So I was just thinking of taking out different flower and thinking that if they look good or not. The main thing was that I wanted to add some leaves, but I didn't found the leaves that I was going for. So I just left the idea out. So after adding all of these, I will leave this to cure because this is the simple plain layer, one layer, and see you next day. So this is the next day, everything is in place. Now I'm going to do a second layer that is going to be till the top. So again, I've mixed my Teexpert resin and I'm going to just pour the resin here. Using a little bit of torch and my heat gun just to make it clear, and this is all done. And then after that, I will leave this to cure and I will see you next day. So this is the next day. Super excited to remove the plasticine, and this is the difficult part. Yeah, I know that. So with the DIY project, sometimes things are a bit difficult, but you can see the base mold is really well and it came off. So I'm going to remove the clay as much as I can. And for this, I'm not going to say enjoy the process because it was not so enjoyable, but still it did work. And if anyone is going to ask me, yes, I will do this again, but instead of doing the pattern, I'm just going to leave this alone like that. So this much of the clay I was able to remove, and then with the help of this one, yeah, it came off. And then now I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to use the brush here, and then after that I use some toothpicks to remove the clay. This is, and then I'm going to use some hot water, and in a tub I'm going to do that. So this is the final look. Yeah, I know there are still a little bit of clay here and there, but I'm happy with this. And this is the back of the tray. And at this point, just use any water-based golden color. I'm just doing a very antique sort of golden color to the edges here, to enhance the design that is there. So this is what I will be doing all around. And I will leave this to dry for a day. So this is the second day. Again, I have mixed my resin and I'm going to do a top coat. I have sanded a little bit of the tray, and here I'm going to add the resin, and this is going to be the final layer, final step of this tray, and finally it is done now. And I will show you the final look next day. So here we go. This is the final look of the tray, and I really love how it turned out. It is amazing. All the flour into the tray, and with the dry flour and the other flour. Do let me know what you think about this. It was my idea. You can use a simple tray mold as well, not don't have to go through this what I have gone through. But yeah, it is my style, and I think those who watch my video know that I just like to put me into difficult situations. But then I got so many of you that always help me, support me, and leave such amazing comments. That is, believe me, that motivates me, and I really love to create for you. I think this is a perfect summer tray for your, if you want to gift it, or you have guests arriving at your home, just creating some sort of statement piece. You can do it as a wall hang as well. And you know the ideas, there are so many. You can do so much with this resin if you know how to play with resin. So I think a beginner can also use this, but not the mold that I did. You can use it into a simple mold. In this way, you can make bigger tables as well. So there is a way that we pour flour into bigger molds, and sometimes those flour come out good, sometimes not. So this is a perfect way to create different flour trays. So I will link everything in my description if you like to treat yourself. And if you like it, please do let me know in comments, and like, subscribe, and share. Thumbs up if you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider do so, and take very good care of yourself. Bye bye.